What I want to talk about today is dealing with the whiteboard you have. People ask me, why am I using this crappy little whiteboard? There's a reason, because this is what I got. Right now, I could go out and get a really fancy one that rolls around, it's got everything I want on it, stuff like that, but that's not reality. The reality is that you may find yourself in a room where this is the best you got, okay? This is actually kind of on a low end. This is a cheap board, maybe like $15. I got it specifically used from a friend of mine that's got divots in it. It doesn't look very good, it's kind of wonky, but that's the point. You have to be prepared for things that are actually not going to be the way you want them. All right, so when you're dealing with these boards, you got to know a few things about them, about what is the actual usable size of a board that you're working with. In this one, okay, this board is only going to be useful for a video that's about that far away. I'm only standing 3 feet away from the camera, number one. Number two, I'm in a small room here where that I am only able to talk to maybe 2 or 3 people max because of the size of this board. If it gets a bigger room, they're not going to see it. And all I'm going to be doing is writing really big letters here. And all I get to say is like 2 phrases, something like that. I can't do it. So the size of the board matters to the room. So when you start thinking about what you're doing and what you can get accomplished in the room that you're in, be sure that the board matches the room. When you're going to the whiteboard, be sure that something this small is only going to catch the people like in a small conference room. Okay, so this size, which is what, 3 feet by 2 feet, okay, is a small conference room. Room. And why is that? Because we're only going to be about 6 feet away, all right? And we're going to support maybe 2 to 3 people besides the person at the board, plus the facilitator. There we go. All right, and that's kind of it. Now, there's also something else about these boards. There's something called the dead zone, and I could talk about it in another video, but down here, along the bottom, is a section. Notice how it's banging up against the wall there? See that? I got to deal with that. That's a reality. This is what's called the dead zone. Now the dead zone, we'll talk about this more in a different video, but I want to give you a thing, but this is right here. I really can't write in that area. I can write at the top here, I can write along the sides, but down here, it's really hard because I have to squat. Now depending on how tall you are, you might be able to get at the dead zone if you're at this level, okay? Or if you're kneeling or if you're sitting in a chair, but that's not me. I'm 6 foot, right? I'm a big guy. I'm having a hard time writing down here. So I have to recognize this is my working area here. From here to here is my working area. Okay? That's what I'm going to be working with, okay? In that space. All right. So working with crappy boards, working with small boards, working with what you have is the most important part about whiteboarding. You got to come prepared. So control what you can control. Get your pens, get your tools, make sure you're ready to go. Okay, be prepared mentally for whatever it is you're presenting. But you got to deal with what's there. Remember? You got to deal with there. Maybe it's a crappy flip board, all right, and it's wobbly and stuff like that. So you have to be prepared for something that's not going to be the best quality at the time. All right, thanks for joining me. Again, go to Palace Pens, pick up your pens, and be prepared for that next time that you're at the board. Bye.